Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How's it going? DishNet34 here, welcoming you to what is going to be probably one of the biggest nights of This Week in Perfect Team in a long, long time, if not ever. Oh man, we have so much great stuff for you tonight. Man, we have so much stuff for you tonight. I can't fit everything I usually do into one episode, so unfortunately, no limited edition cards tonight, and we have so much stuff. I didn't even have time to do the tournament standings like I usually do at the end of the show, so that's not gonna happen tonight. But you know what's going to happen? Some kick butt announcements, some kick butt players. Oh man. We're going to have a fun time tonight. I'm excited. I am so excited for this. A little nervous at the same time. You know, this is like, one of those, oh man, whoo. I'm just looking forward to this night. Hopefully y'all are having a great night tonight. I know I am. I hope you are as well. And we're just going to get right into it tonight. We're going to start off with the Perfect League standings as of right now. And we have some interesting races going on in Perfect League right now. Palatine Pluto's in first place, just a half game up on the Hartford Dark Blues with a 55-45 record. Some good stuff going on there. The Puyallup Vikings and the Seattle Aftershocks in the AC Central. Oh man, they are tied for first in that division right now. So that's going to be a fun race coming down to the wire right there. AC West Division has a Spring Creek Galluses up by a whopping 14 games on the Edmonton Whales. Holy cats. Woo. Woo-wee. That's a big lead right there. Holy cow, that's the biggest lead in the league right now. And then in the AC Maddox Division, we have the Everett Aquasox at 61-39, leading the American Conference. They're leading that division by 3.5 games over the Park Slope Berman Bros. In the NC East Division, let's move over to the other conference. The Gouverneur Destroyers have a 56-43 record, just 2 games up on the Calvin Ball All-Stars and 6 games up on the Watertown Herons, who, by the way, are still in a wild card chase, by the way. The NC Central Division, the FFS Snails are in first place by 7.5 games over the Zweisel Americans, so big lead over there. The second biggest division lead right now in Perfect League. And then in the NC West Division, we have the Bellingham Bells. The Bellingham Bells up by 4.5 games with a 54-46 record over the E-Bat Attitudes. So a nice lead there. And then in the NC Roof Division, the Taito Albas at 58-42, up by 5 games on the Osbury Springboks. So some big races going on right there. Oh man, that should be, there should be some fun division races coming right down to the wire. Alrighty. Well, let's get into the business of the evening. Like I said at the top of the show, there will not be any limited edition releases tonight. So let's get right to the content tonight. And oh my goodness, current players like you've never seen them before. Brand new cards for current MLB players as part of a unique partnership. We'll get to whether it's missions or packable here in just a little bit. But you know what? That title right there is a little bit unwieldy, and we'll fix that up in just a little bit. But the big announcement. I am proud to be the first to announce this. That our good buddies at Out of the Park Developments, well, I mean, they are good buddies. I mean, it's the channel I'm streaming on. Out of the Park Developments and Perfect Team 23 has partnered with legendary, I mean legendary in the highest sense of the term, legendary trading card company, Topps. We have partnered with Topps to bring you a Topps and Topps BUNT 22 content set featuring current MLB players like you have never seen before. Oh, man. Oh, man. This is an exciting time for Out of the Park right now. It's an exciting time for everybody. We have been teasing this for so long, and I cannot wait to tell you what this all entails, because there is a lot of stuff that this entails. This entails both Perfect Team 23 and the Topps BUNT 22 app. So let's get right into what the heck is this partnership that we have going on? Well, as I said, this new partnership will bring brand new cards to Perfect Team based on notable players from each team during the 2022 regular season. And it'll give Perfect Team players rewards to use with the Topps BUNT 22 app. And also, and vice versa, Topps BUNT 22 players will also get a challenge in-app, kind of like what we would call missions in Perfect Team 23, that can be redeemed in Perfect Team 23. And the cards released tonight will be part of a 3-part content program that consists of packable cards and mission rewards involving the cards for all 30 teams. So, what does this mean? What is the Topps program in Perfect Team 23? Well, like I said, there are 3 parts of the program coming up over the next few weeks. 2 parts of packable cards, and the final part being mission rewards. So for each MLB team, there will be 1 pitcher Topps card in packs and 1 hitter Topps card in packs to collect for a team-specific Topps mission. If you collect both of those cards for 1 team, you will get a mission reward for that team. And the 2 packable content nights will be a mix of both hitters and pitchers from each team. Each team will get 1 of those parts released tonight. So tonight, you'll get either the hitter or the pitcher from each of the 30 MLB teams. So we got 30 cards to reveal tonight, 1 from each team. So there's that. And if you collect all 30 missions, once they are released, you will receive an overall topper card. So, yes, there will be 60 new Topps cards in packs eventually. We'll have 30 tonight, and then we'll have another 30 in a couple of weeks. So there's that. Alrighty, so as for missions, we will have some packable missions tonight that are not related to the Topps mission. But there will be 1 Topps mission released tonight where you can receive a diamond pack in Perfect Team 23 and a special code for in-game currency and free packs in the Topps BUNT 22 app. Only 1 card from the top set will be required to complete the missions. So if you pack 1 of the 30 cards that we released tonight, bam, you complete the mission and you get the code and the diamond pack right there. So when the mission is complete, check your email associated with your Perfect Team account. If you complete this mission tonight, you will receive a code for the Topps BUNT 22 app that will get you 100,000 points of in-app currency and 10 post-season packs. Topps BUNT 22 is basically kind of like it's a digital collectibles app where you can collect, trade, and use your collection to play in contests. So it's a pretty interesting stuff. It's kind of like a combination of card collecting and fantasy baseball. So it's pretty cool stuff right there. So if you do not receive this code right away, check your spam folder in your email. And if you still don't get it, then contact the support desk if you still cannot find it. So there will be one code available per perfect team account. So, and also, Topps BUNT 22 will also be releasing a challenge in their app. Yes, this is pretty much cross-promotional right there. So Topps BUNT 22 will also be releasing a challenge in their app to give players 35,000 perfect points in Perfect Team 23, but that will be released at a later date. So there you go. So how do you redeem those BUNT codes? Well, there's two ways to redeem those BUNT codes. You can do it in the app. If you click on your username on the home page, open up the profile, you can click on the gear button to open the settings, scroll down to where it says redeem promo code, and fill out the information with the promo code. And online, you can go to play.toppsapps.com/app/bunt, scroll to the bottom of the screen under support, click on redeem code, and fill out the info over there as well. So some fun stuff going on. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. So let's go ahead and get into the cards for tonight that you will be seeing in packs tonight here in Perfect Team 23. Here we go. We start out. Now we're going to go one card for each team. It's either going to be the pitcher or the hitter that you'll need to collect for the overall mission that will be coming down the line. So here we go. Our first card of the night, we go to Kansas City. And Kansas City, they've had some decent players this year, but you know what? We chose an icon for the pitcher card that you'll want to get for that be in packs for the Kansas City Royals, and it is 80 overall Zack Greinke from the Kansas City Royals. 49 stuff, 102 movement, and 94 control. Look at this guy right here. We got a movement and control specialist right here. 101 movement against lefties, 102 movement against righties as well. Whoo! No eephus pitch? I know, there's no eephus pitch. It's like, where is the eephus pitch in the game? Where is the eephus pitch in the game? Will these cards be in perfect draft? Yes, they will. These are not limited edition cards. These will be in packs the rest of the cycle. There you go. So, fastball, slider, curveball, changeup combo right here, plus a little bit of contact and power on this guy right here. And he can bunt. 95 on the sack bunt as well. 94 stamina and 74 on the hold runners. As far as I know, they are considered non-live drops. So they are not live cards. These are not live cards. So there you go. 94 stamina and 74 on the hold runners as well. Zack Greinke on the year. His first year back in Kansas City after many years. A 4-9 record with a 3.68 ERA, a 1.11 ERA plus, not bad at all. No time limit on the mission. No time limit on the mission. 4.8 strikeouts per 9 and 1.8 walks per 9. I do believe they will appear in historical packs, yes. But yep, Zack Greinke tied for 5th on the Royals in wins above replacement in the regular season. Lowest home runs per 9 in the Kansas City rotation with a 0.9. So some fun stuff right there with Zack Greinke from the Kansas City Royals. Are they considered historical cards for tournaments? Oof. I will have to get some clarification on that, Devil Dog. I'll definitely have to get some clarification from the powers that be. I don't know if Nico or Rich are in the chat tonight. So there are new packables like this and then used for new missions. the missions for the Topps cards are coming down the line in like a few weeks. So these are being packs, but they will be available for the single card Topps bunt mission that you will see tonight as well. So there we go. Kansas City, Zach Greinke. All right, next up, we go a little bit out west to the NL. We got yourself another pitcher. And let's go to the Colorado Rockies for their pitcher card coming up. And let me tell you, there were a lot of players that we could choose from with this one. But you know what? We had to start out pretty decently. Probably start out with their rotation a bit. And we have Kyle Freeland, 81 overall from the Colorado Rockies. Now, I should mention that the rewards for these missions for the Topps cards are going to be players themselves. So if you don't see someone you might think, oh, this could be the pitcher card or this could be the hitter card, they might be the reward card on this. So Kyle Freeland, picking a Rocky must have been hard. Yeah, it was kind of hard to pick a Rockies pitcher, not going to lie. But you know what? This is a decent card right here. 64 stuff, 81 movement, and 85 control. Fastball, slider, changeup, and cutter on the pitching repertoire. A little bit better against lefties than he is against righties since he is a left-handed pitcher right there. 67 stuff, 86 movement, and 86 control against lefties. 62 stuffs, 80 movement, and 85 control against righties. Extreme ground ball type. So put a good defense behind him. He could be pretty good in some gold tournaments. Maybe like some low gold, maybe some gold cap tournaments potentially. A little bit. So 94 stamina and 56 on the hold runners as well. Kyle Freeland, not a terrible year, given that, he pitches in cores pretty often. 9-11 record with a 4.53 ERA, a 1.03 ERA plus. But that doesn't quite tell the whole story of his season. A 6 ERA at home, which is like, whoo, yee. But on the road, a 3.08 ERA. So away from Coors, this guy pitched pretty dang well right there. Lowest walk percentage of his career with a pretty nice 6.9%. Had 6.8 Ks per nine and 2.7 walks per nine rate in the regular season. Kyle Freeland, not a bad low gold pitcher right here. He is in perfect team 23. All right, who do we got next? We got ourselves another pitcher. And we head back out east to the Chesapeake Bay and the Baltimore Orioles. And we go to their starting rotation for our next card of the evening. It is 82 overall, Tyler Wells from the Baltimore Orioles. Wells, probably one of the better starters in the Baltimore rotation this year. 65 stuff, 76 movement, and 88 on the control. Yes, the Iron Legend from Perfect Team 21 in the house here as a gold card. Yes, indeed. 22 quick turning legend. Yeah, definitely. 65 stuff, 76 movement, 88 control as a fastball, slider, curveball, and a changeup combo. Little bit better against righties than he is against lefties. 75 stamina and 52 on the hold runners as well. Can throw between 95 and 97 as well. Are these ratings higher than the final live ratings? Yes, they are. And you can go check the live ratings on a lot of these guys. These are a lot better than they are than their live cards. 7-7 record on the year for Tyler Wells with a 4.25 ERA, 94 ERA plus, 6.6 strikeouts per nine, 2.4 walks per nine. Had the lowest walks plus hits per innings pitched in the Orioles rotation with a 1.138. That was pretty good stuff for Tyler Wells. The Rule 5 pick from the Minnesota Twins in 2020. So there you go. Tyler Wells from the Baltimore Orioles in Perfect Team 23. All right, we are 3 in and we got 27 to go. So we're going to try to go a little bit quicker here. Kind of wish the Twins still had him. Honestly, the Twins probably could have used him this year. Straight up. Straight up. All right, next up. We go to the Oakland Athletics. The Oakland Athletics. Now, granted, the Oakland Athletics had players on their team. So, you know, it was kind of hard to pick some players for this, but, you know, we had to pick a hitter for this set. And, you know, the guy we went with for this is a very powerful hitter right here. And that is 83 overall, Seth Brown from the Oakland Athletics. Seth Brown. 66 BABIP, 87 power, 58 avoid K, 81 contact, 74 gap power, and 51 on the eye. A little bit better against righties than he is against lefties, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close. Some solid defense on this guy right here. 73 outfield range, 71 errors, 71 outfield arm. Pretty decent over at first base as well. 34 range, 43 error, 51 arm, and 28 on the turn double play. Can play left, can play a little bit of center, can play some right field right there. First base, pretty nice rating over there with a 69. Not that splay of a card. This is a pretty solid gold card right here, if you ask me. Maybe another like one of those gold cap kind of cards that you can play. Maybe have a pretty good time with. If you want some homers in that level, there you go. 41 speed, 86 stealing, and 71 on the base running as well. And in 2022, Seth Brown hit 230, 305, 444 on the slash line with 25 home runs, 73 RBI, led Oakland in those categories. He was second on the team in OPS plus with a 115, second in offensive WAR for the Athletics with a 2.4. You could probably guess who he finished behind in that category. So there you go, Seth Brown from the Oakland A's in Perfect Team 23. And yeah, that is nice utility too as well. That is some great utility as well. All right, next up on the docket. Oh man, my Detroit Tigers. Oh man, it was fun to kind of pick out who the cards would, to kind of figure out, you know, who the cards would be for the Tigers. And, you know, there was some interesting stuff I could have chosen. You know, we could have gone with Miggy. We could have gone with Jeimer Candelario. But you know what? We had to go with someone who made a big impact coming up this year in his rookie season. And that is 83 overall, Riley Green from the Detroit Tigers. 90 BABIP, 57 power, 51 avoid K, 85 contact, 64 gap power, 65 I. A bit of a BABIP fueled card right here for the rookie. 88, but some pretty good range on this guy right here. 88 range, 86 error, 82 on the outfield arm. Some very good defense. Can play both corners. Can play a little bit of center field as well. Riley Green, a very good defender for the Tigers this year as well. Also had 39 speed, 93 stealing, and 59 on the base running. Had a pretty decent rookie season. If it really wasn't like, he's a rookie. Let's say that first. Lot of hype behind him. Had a pretty decent year. Pretty decent first year in 93 games. 253, 321, 362 with 5 home runs, 42 RBI, and 1.4 wins above replacement. Third on the team in WAR. That just goes to show you how the Detroit Tigers were this year. Third on Detroit in WAR with 1.4. Second on Detroit in OPS plus. Made his MLB debut on June 18th. He did all that in 93 games. That is not bad. And another one of those cards that could probably play in a low gold tournament right here. Yeah, played half the season, third on the team in WAR. Yeah, what does that say about the Tigers this year? But there you go. Riley Green from the Detroit Tigers is in. Perfect Team 23. All right, next up we go. Oh man, I hope Gorgo's in the chat right now because we are going to Cincinnati for the Cincinnati Reds. And let me tell you, there were some tough decisions to be made about which hitter to select for this team. And I mean, there were a few we could have gone for a little bit. And, you know, maybe this guy didn't have the best of seasons, but you know what? This guy could probably be a useful card right here. And that is second baseman Jonathan India from the Cincinnati Reds. Can play second base, can also learn third and short. 78 BABIP, 64 power, 59 avoid K, 81 contact, 71 gap power, and 80 on the eye. This guy, very solid hitter here on paper. Unfortunately, didn't have the best of years. 249, 327, 378, 10 homers, 41 RBI. Injuries did kind of eat him up this year. It kind of did. It really meant he kind of took a little bit of a step back from that rookie year in 2021. He definitely was hurt a lot. How many games did he even play in? That was probably not as many as we thought, but either way, he was tied for second on Cincinnati in hits with 96 in 103 games. 99 OPS plus against righties, a 102 OPS plus against lefties, so not a whole lot of splits with his batting splits here. I mean, maybe just a tiny bit better against lefties in terms of the stats, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close. But defensively, pretty decent over at second. 77 range, 78 errors, 72 arm, 81 on the turn double play. Could be a decent, maybe a utility guy a little bit. I don't know about utility guy. Let's not say utility guy. Maybe a good, maybe backup second baseman for some gold tourneys right here. But the hair rating is 103 versus lefties. I will say that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So there you go. Jonathan India from the Cincinnati Reds in Perfect Team 23. Alrighty, next up on the card list. Oh boy. Is Alex in the chat? I don't know if Alex is in the chat here, but you know what? I think he would like this card. Because we're going to Arizona. We are going to Arizona for our next card of the evening. And let me tell you, the D-backs had, let's say, some interesting hitters this year that made a huge impact. But none more so on the year made a big impact than this guy right here, a utility guy like you never seen. Dalton Varsho from the Arizona Diamondbacks. 87 overall. 64 BABIP, 76 power, 65 avoid K, 77 on the contact, 63 gap, and 66 on the eye. Can play catcher, and he can play all outfield positions. 85 catcher ability, 52 on the catcher arm, 85 range, 83 errors, 78 outfield arm. This guy had the highest defensive WAR on the Arizona Diamondbacks with 2.0. And let me tell you, I didn't see a whole lot of 2.0s doing research on this set tonight. Oh my goodness. He stops the bunt as a catcher. Sure does. He sure does. Plus he can run a little bit too. 64 speed, 99 stealing, 77 on the base running. Some pretty good stuff here. And he had a very, very good season for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Probably one of their best hitters on the team. 235, 302, 443 on the slash line with 27 homers, 74 RBI, and 4.9 wins above replacement. Third on the team in wins above replacement as well. Looking at the splits on this guy, not really all that splitty. I mean, maybe a couple points difference in all the categories against righties than he is against lefties, but still not a bad hitter right here for an 87 reward. So there you go. Dalton Varsho from the Arizona Diamondbacks in Perfect Team 23. All right, who we got next? We go to Pittsburgh. Oh, those Pirates. You gotta love. There's something charming. I don't know about charming. There's something about the Pirates that just. Yeah, I'm kind of in the do we have to go to Pittsburgh? But we chose a decent hitter, but a really great defender for our Pittsburgh Pirates card right here. And it is Ke'Bryan Hayes from the Pittsburgh Pirates, 87 overall. Might not be the best hitter that we'll see tonight. 77 BABIP, 45 power, 66 avoid K, 76 contact, 74 gap, 70 I. But look at that defense right there. 96 range, 93 error, 91 arm, 64 on the turn double play. Ooh. 103 in the... Oh, man. Oh, man. I mean, this guy, very good defender for a gold card right here at third base. Probably could be maybe a defensive replacement over at third base in like some gold tournaments potentially. This guy, solid defender. 36 speed, 94 stealing, and 79 base running as well tonight. 244, 314, 345 on his slash line this year. 7 homers, 41 RBI, but 4.3 wins above replacement. Mainly boosted a bit by his defense. I mean, he had 3.0 defensive WAR according to Baseball Reference. Very, very solid defender this year, but had the highest WAR on the team, second on the team in hits with 123. So Ke'Bryan didn't have a bad season in that regard either. Hopefully he can take a big step forward, maybe be a little bit better next year. So there you go, Ke'Bryan Hayes from the Pittsburgh Pirates in Perfect Team 23. Alrighty, next up, we go back out to the NL West. We go back to the NL West, and we go to the San Francisco Giants and their hitter card in the Topps collection. And, you know, there were a few hitters we could have chose. There are definitely a few hitters we could choose from with the San Francisco Giants. I mean, there's guys like Yaz. There's Evan Longoria. But you know what? Given the sports season that we are in right now, other than baseball, there's another sport going on that this person was, let's just say, heavily involved in last season, that we thought would be a perfect card for this one. And that is 87 overall, Jock Peterson from the San Francisco Giants. 61 BABIP, 97 power, 60 avoid K, 82 contact, 57 gap, and 68 I on the card. Can play left field, can play some right field, can play a tiny bit of center field if you really want to. But look at the power on this guy. 97 power overall, 98 power against righties, 92 power against lefties. Speed, stealing, and base running, a little on the mess side, but still not terrible. 39 speed, 59 stealing, and 68 on the base running. But Jock Peterson, a very good year, I believe, in his first year in San Francisco. 274, 353, 521 slugging, 23 homers, 70 RBI, and a 144 OPS plus. He was an all-star this year. Led the Giants in batting average, homers, and OPS plus. And his 2.8 offensive WAR, according to Baseball Reference, second highest in his career. So some wonderful stuff for Jock Peterson, who is now in Perfect Team 23 in the Topps collection. Whoo, buddy. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. So hopefully his fantasy football team doing pretty well this year. Alrighty, next up. All right, we go back out east. We go back to the NL East, and we go to the Washington Nationals. The Washington Nationals. Now, the Washington Nationals, when our team was kind of planning out this set, you know, this was a thought experiment, the likes of which mankind has never seen. And the first question, and for this particular one, we had to choose a pitcher. And like, which pitcher do you even go with on the Washington Nationals? And let me tell you, we went back and forth on this. Like, who is the best pitcher on the Washington Nationals? And it was hard to choose one, but we eventually landed on somebody. And this one is going to be 89 overall, Tanner Rainey, closer from the Washington Nationals, as their pitcher card in the Topps collection. 110 stuff, 73 movement, 70 control, with a 91 fastball and a 96 on the slider. Very good stuff against righties with 119, 78 movement, and 72 control. I know they had a closer this year, and he did get 12 saves before, his season kind of got cut short. Had to have Tommy John, unfortunately. But despite all that, had the highest strikeout rate in the Washington bullpen with 10.8 strikeouts per night. A very respectable season. 3.30 ERA in 29 games and 30 innings pitched. 12 saves. The walks, definitely a little bit of an issue. 3.9 walks per night. But you know what? This guy's a lot of stuff. Could be maybe a bit of kind of one of those guys in gold tournaments, like if you really need a strikeout, go for this guy. So there you go. Tanner Rainey from the Washington Nationals in Perfect Team 23. Also, Rainey had a 418 FIP. Anyway, so there you go. Let's move on, and we start now with the diamond cards. And you know what? I am glad that our good buddy and friend Paul Sporer is in the chat, because we are going to Milwaukee for their hitter card, and it is 90 overall Christian Yelich from the Milwaukee Brewers. 86 BABIP, 53 power, 60 avoid K, 68 avoid K, 86 contact, 73 gap power, and 89 on the eye. Pretty much a bit of a BABIP fuel card, but he does have some eye on this card right here. 92 in left field, 77 position rating in right field as well, 74 range, 75 error, and 71 on the outfield arm. 62 speed, 98 stealing, and 88 on the base running, so he can steal a few bases here and there. Yeah, if only he could hit the ball in the air. If only he could have hit the ball in the air. 252, 355, 383 on the slash line this year. 14 home runs, 57 RBI, and a 111 OPS plus. So I mean, not the best batting line that Christian Yelich has had as a Milwaukee Brewer, but his 2.7 wins above replacement was the highest he has had with the Brewers since his MVP candidate 2019 season. So, might not have been his best season as a Brewer, but it was still kind of good. Kind of good. Third on the team in offensive WAR with 2.8 as well. So, there you go. So, Christian Yelich, A lot of I on this guy right here. 91 I against righties, 82 I against lefties. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Yelich has a 112 taking first pitch rating. Probably true. So there you go. Christian Yelich from the Milwaukee Brewers is in. Perfect Team 23. Alrighty, next up, we go to the Pacific Northwest, and y'all know where we're going here. The playoff team, Seattle Mariners, in the playoffs for the first time in 21 years. And we will start with their pitcher card for this one. Now, there were definitely quite a few pitchers that the team could have chose for this one. You know, a lot of great pitchers on this team this year. But, you know, we had to go with a guy on that rotation for the Seattle Mariners that is affectionately named on game days as Walter. And that, my friends, is 90 overall Logan Gilbert from the Seattle Mariners. The righty with 96 stuff, 73 movement, and 83 control. Look at the splits against righties here. 99 stuff, 75 movement, 83 control. I mean, the movement definitely is going to be a little bit troubling a bit for Mr. Gilbert, but pretty good fastball, pretty good slider, decent curveball, decent changeup as well. 79 stamina and 44 on the hold runners as well. Logan Gilbert, a solid season. I believe his rookie year right here for the Seattle Mariners. 13-6 with a 3.20 ERA, 8.4 strikeouts per nine, 2.4 walks per nine with a 1.16 ERA plus. Highest WAR among Seattle starting pitchers with 3.2, second on the team in ERA plus, and a 1.1, and second on the team in WHIP with a 1.18. I believe those only trailed, Luis Castillo on the team. They call him Walt. I guess that's the nickname he gave his alter ego on like the day before and the day of his starts. It was a very interesting story I heard on the TBS broadcast a few nights ago. I think from the wild card series against Toronto. So that was 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yep, we got about 17 or 18 more to go. So we're going to try to pick up the pace here a little bit. So there you go. Logan Gilbert from the Mariners in Perfect Team 23. All right, we now go to the Boston Red Sox. The Boston Red Sox coming up with some decent hitters this year. There are some very decent, very good hitters this year. And the one that we chose for the hitter card for the Boston Red Sox is shortstop, 92 overall, Xander Bogaerts. 92 overall with 100 BABIP, 60 power, 61 avoid K, 98 contact, 78 gap power, and 72 on the eye. Another one of those BABIP fueled cards right here. Can definitely put the ball in play. Defense over at shortstop, a little bit on the iffy side if you want to try to play him in the field. Does have 80 range, 80 error, 89 arm, and 75 on the turn double play. But put him against the lefty, and this guy could do pretty good. Look at the splits here against lefties. 100 BABIP, 65 power, 65 avoid K, 101 contact, 80 gap power, and 76 on the eye. Xander Bogaerts, not a bad year this year. 307, 377, 456 on the slash line, 15 homers, 73 RBI, 131 on the OPS plus. He was an all-star this year, led Boston in wins above replacement, led him in batting average and on base as well. 362 BABIP. 362 BABIP. That's pretty dang high right there. Second highest of his career. So there you go. Xander Bogaerts from the Boston Red Sox in perfect team 23. 21 speed, 90 stealing, 84 base running as well. So there you go. Alrighty, next up. Now this is one of those things where, you know, we kind of had to get things in early so that, you know, approvals could happen and stuff like that. So let's go down to Houston for our next card, and it is their hitter card for the Topps collection, and it is 92 overall second baseman Jose Altuve. 77 BABIP, 83 power, 80 on the Avoike. A bit of a sneaky low diamond option right here. 95 contact, 71 gap power, and 71 eye as well. Pretty good against lefties. 79 BABIP, 86 power, 84 Avoike, 99 contact, 72 gap, and 74 on the eye. Not bad against lefties. Not a bad card against lefties. Now, I know what y'all are saying. Is live cards a 100? Does it go to 100? But you know what? It's kind of, but the statistics here, maybe a little better than his live perfect card here. Second base ratings is at 91. He has an 81 range, 75 error, 56 arm, and 82 on the turn double play. So pretty decent on defense as well as a second baseman. 25 speed, 75 stealing, 78 base running as well. Can bunt a little bit as well. 79 bunt and 81 on the bunt for hit. So there you go. 2022, pretty good year for Altuve once again. 300, 387, 533 on the slash line. 28 homers, 57 RBI, and a 160 OPS plus. He was an all-star. Tied for the highest career OPS plus. Fourth on Houston in wins above replacement with a 5.1 WAR. Very, very good year for Jose Altuve, who is Topps card in perfect team 23. Alrighty, next up. Hey, you know what? Why don't we stay in the state of Texas for our next card? We are going to the Texas Rangers, and we are going to the pitcher's mound for their pitcher card for their Topps collection. And it was a breakout year for our next card right here. It is 93 overall, Martin Perez from the Texas Rangers. 75 stuff, 101 movement, and 82 on the control. Fastball, curveball, sinker, cutter, circle change. Ground ball pitcher as well. 94, 96 overall mile an hour velocity. Very almost even splits here. Just a couple points difference in stuff. A couple points movement difference as well. And only a 1 point difference in control. This is a fun card. This is a fun card right here. Can go deep into games with a 97 stamina. This is a fun low diamond card right here. Maybe even a card that could get onto the diamond squad overall. So 12-8 record for Martin Perez in the 2022 season with a 2.89 ERA, 7.7 strikeouts per 9, 3.2 walks per 9, and a 1.36 ERA plus. He was an all-star this year. Lowest career ERA, lowest career whip, tied for the second lowest home run per 9 rate of his career with a 0.5. This guy was absolute nails for the Texas Rangers on the mound in 2022. And this card, a great representation of that season. So there you go. Martin Perez from the Texas Rangers in perfect team 23. All right, next up, let's go north. And let's go north, but also south, as in the south side of Chicago and we go to the Chicago White Sox for our next card. And it is going to be their hitter card for the collection. Now, let me tell you, there were a lot of good hitters on the Chicago White Sox team that we could have gone with this year. But you know what? Let's go with a guy who people have been saying probably going to be an impending free agent this year. And that is 93 overall, Jose Abreu from the Chicago White Sox. 93 overall, 92 BABIP, 62 power, 83 avoid K, 100 contact, 87 gap power, and 75 on the eye. Whoo! And look at the splits here against lefties. Very good against lefties here. 92 BABIP, 63 power, 84 avoid K, 101 contact, 85 gap power, 77 eye. Honestly, there's actually not a whole lot of split difference with this card right here. So, very good contact hitting card. Not going to strike out too often. This guy, solid hitter at first base in this one. And he does walk a little bit. He did walk a little bit this year. 304, 378, 446 on the slash line this year with 15 homers, 75 RBI, and a 133 OPS plus. Second on the team in wins above replacement with a 4.2. Third on the team in home runs, 108 OPS plus V left, 98 OPS plus V right. So not a whole lot of difference in OPS with Mr. Abreu right here. So there you go. Jose Abreu, also decent defense over at first base as well. 44 range, 52 air, 51 arm, 36 turn double play. Not bad. So there you go. Jose Abreu from the Chicago White Sox in Perfect Team 23. All right, next up, we go to the Atlanta Braves. We go to the Atlanta Braves, who, by the way, up 2-0 in their division series. I believe up 2-0. All right, tied at 1. Tied at 1 in the tied at 1. And you know, this is one of those ones where, you know, we kind of had to get stuff in early, so we kind of went for kind of a there was a lot of hitters we could have chose from the Atlanta Braves. You know, Michael Harris, a really good one. And yeah, so Michael Harris is good. I mean, you got guys like Von Grissom. You got guys like Matt Olson. But you know what? We went with a big name right here. And it is Ronald Acuna Jr. from the Atlanta Braves. 80 BABIP, 78 power, 55 avoid K, 87 contact, 59 gap power, and 81 on the eye. Now, Ronald Acuna Jr. kind of, you know, recovering from that injury he suffered near the end of last season. Decent defender out there in the outfield, can play left, can play center, can play right. 81 range, 77 air, 81 on the outfield arm. Decent contact, pretty good eye, some pretty good power as well. 266, 351, 413 on the slash line so far. 15 homers, 50 RBI, and 114 OPS plus. He was an all-star this year. Even then, though he came back from injury on April 28th, did well enough to be an all-star this year. Pretty good stuff. And he led the team in stolen bases with 29. So there you go. 71 speed, 89 stealing, and 102 on the base running. So not bad on the base pads either. Ronald Acuna Jr. from the Atlanta Braves in Perfect Team 23. And yeah, that's a dang good picture right there. I totally agree with you, man. Alrighty, are these going to be in packs? Oh, yes, they're going to be in packs tonight. They are going to be in packs tonight. All right, next up, let's go back to Chicago, and we have one more Chicago team to talk about tonight, and that is the Chicago Cubs. Chicago Cubs, and you know, the Cubs had some decent hitters this year, but you know what? This guy, oh, this guy could be a really, really good utility guy for your team. And that is 94 overall, Nico Herner from the Chicago Cubs. 85 BABIP, 47 power, 96 avoid K, 94 contact, 67 gap, 64 I. Look at the defense. Look at the defense here. At second base even. 92 range, 90 error, 81 arm, 86 on the turn double play. Can play second, can play third, can play shortstop. Is qualified to learn the outfield as well. 72 range, 72 error, 64 on the arm. This is a pretty good defender, especially because, you know, defense over at second base, little bit on the low side, shall we say. Pretty decent outfield ratings as well if you train them up in left field. Speed. Oh man, look at the speed on this guy too. 92 speed, 94 stealing, 92 base running. Oh boy. This guy will steal a few bags for you as well. 85 on the sack bunt as well, 60 on the bunt for hit. So this guy, this is a fun card right here. Can definitely play in low diamond as well, so there's another good infield option for you guys who play low diamond. I mean, the power's a little bit low, but you know what? He's not going to strike out too often. He's going to make contact. He's going to be pretty good. 281, 327, 410 on the slash line this year. 10 homers, 55 RBI, and a 107 OPS plus. Led the Cubs with 4.5 wins above replacement, 2 defensive WAR as well, 20 stolen bases, and a career low strikeout rate of 11%. So there you go. Nico Herner from the Cubs in Perfect Team 23. All right, next up, let's go to Minnesota and let's talk about Minnesota pitching. Now, Minnesota pitching, they definitely had their ups and downs this year. All right, everybody was freaking injured. But you know what? There was one guy in their bullpen who had a fantastic season. And let me tell you, this guy, oh man, this guy could be a stud in some low diamond formats right here. And that, my friends, is 94 overall, Jhoan Duran from the Minnesota Twins. 114 stuff, 84 movement, and 87 control. Slider, curveball, sinker, splitter combo right here. And extreme ground ball type as well for those of you who have some good defenses behind you. 117 stuff against righties, 85 movement against righties, and 88 control against righties as well. Velocity a little low? It might seem a little bit low. But that is not a bad card right there whatsoever. And this guy had a dang good season. A dang good season. 57 games, had 8 saves, 67 2/3 innings pitched, 1.86 ERA, 11.8 strikeouts per 9, 2.1 walks per 9, so he didn't walk too many. Led the Twins in whip with a .975. Most strikeouts in the Twins bullpen with 89. And ground ball percentage of 59.2%. That is insane. That is insane right there. And this is an insane 94 overall reliever card. Jhoan Duran from the Minnesota Twins. Holy cats. Yeah, I will say, the miles per hour does seem a bit low. But you know what? I think he'll still play. He'll definitely still play. So there you go. Jhoan Duran from the Minnesota Twins in Perfect Team 23. All right, next up, let's go. Where's Rich? Where is Rich? We're going to the New York Mets. The team that broke his heart against the Padres. But you know what? This guy didn't break hearts at the plate. This guy, solid player for the New York Mets this year. And that, my friends, is 94 overall, first baseman, Pete Alonso from the New York Mets. 72 BABIP, 124 power, 65 avoid K, 103 contact, 59 gap, and 69 on the R. But oh my God, look at the power. 127 power against lefties, 123 power against righties. Whoo-wee! And some pretty good contact as well. 103 contact again overall. 104 contact against lefties, 102 contact against righties. Not a whole lot of splits here. Not a whole lot of splits. Pretty good right here. Plus his defense over at first base. Not bad either. 51 range, 65 error, 57 arm, and 51 on the turn double play. 271, 352, 518 on his slash line this year. 40 home runs, 131 RBI, 4.4 wins above replacement. Led MLB in RBI on the year, 131 of them. Holy cow. Was an all-star this year. And he led the NL in intentional walks with 16 of them. So this guy, pitchers didn't want to face him that often. Career low strikeout rate for Pete Alonso with 18.7%. So, if he keeps striking out less and less often, who knows what this guy could do. So there you go. Pete Alonso from the New York Mets in Perfect Team 23. All right, next up, we go to the Great White North. Let's go to Toronto. To Toronto Blue Jays. And the Blue Jays, their pitching was a little bit up and down this year. But you know what? There was one pitcher that absolutely had a breakout year for a young Jays squad. And he was one of their youngins on the staff. This guy, very solid. And he is our next player right here. It is 94 overall, Alek Manoah from the Toronto Blue Jays. 92 stuff, 92 movement, and 89 control. Look at the splits against righties here. 97 stuff, 92 movement, and 89 control. Definitely a bit of a gulf in stuff between lefties and righties. So, tiny bit splitty there on this one. But this is a solid card. A lot of teal, a lot of blue. Not bad, not bad. 81 fastball, 89 slider, and 97 on the changeup. 90 stamina and 61 on the hold runners right here. 16-7 record on the year for Mr. Manoah. 2.24 ERA, 8.2 strikeouts per 9, 2.3 walks per 9, and a 174 ERA plus. He was an all-star, led Toronto in wins above replacement, led them in wins, led them in whip, lowest homers per 9 of Toronto's starting pitchers with a .7. This guy, solid, low diamond starting pitcher right here. Alek Manoah from the Blue Jays in Perfect Team 23. This should be a fun card for people to use. This should be a fun card for people to use. And you know what else is fun? You know what else was also fun this year? Los Angeles Dodgers pitching. And that's where we're going to go next. Now, there were a lot of pitchers we could choose from here. All right. There were a lot of Dodgers pitchers that had some awesome years. But you know what? We had to go with one that, a lot of players of Perfect Team 23 kind of feel, kind of got a little bit, let's call it shafted by the rating system. And that, my friends, is 95 overall, Tony Gonsolin from the Los Angeles Dodgers. 90 stuff, 88 movement, 86 control, but hang on, there we go. Look at the splits. Look at the splits. This is a reverse split. Tony Gonsolin. 91 stuff, 89 movement, and 86 control against lefties. 90 stuff, 88 movement, and 85 control against righties. And you know what? Tony Gonsolin's stats this year, they kind of justify it. He had a good fastball, slider, curveball, splitter combo right here. 16-1 on the regular season with a 2.14 ERA, 8.2 strikeouts per nine, 2.4 walks per nine, a 196 ERA plus. 196 ERA plus. Woo. He was an all-star this year. 207 BABIP against. But look at the OPS plus against each side. This is a right-handed pitcher. Gave up an 87 OPS plus to lefties versus a 115 OPS plus against righties. This guy can get some lefties out as a right-handed pitcher. And let me tell you, this card, pretty darn good right here. So there you go. Tony Gonsolin from the LA Dodgers is in Perfect Team 23. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more to go. 8 more to go. And let's go to our next card of the evening. We go to the New York Yankees. We go to the New York Yankees, and let me tell you, the Yankees, I mean, Aaron Judge was their offense this year. I think, I've kind of spoiled it a little bit. There's a Judge coming down the line, but you know what? It's not going to be this. There's another hitter that was pretty decent for the New York Yankees this year. And that hitter this year is second baseman DJ LeMahieu from the New York Yankees. 79 BABIP, 57 power, 96 avoid K, 92 contact, 63 gap, and 86 I. He can play first, he can play second, he can play third, 88 range, 90 error, 65 arm, and 86 on the turn double play. Pretty decent art on this one. Maybe not too much of a split between lefties and righties right here. It's not bad. 25 speed, 78 stealing, 50 base running, sack bunt at 93, bunt for hit at 65. It's not bad. It's not bad. This year, 261, 357, 377 on the slash line with 12 homers and 46 RBI with a 111 OPS plus. Sneakily had the third highest WAR of his career at a 3.9. Third on the team in offensive WAR, highest walk rate of his career as well at a 12.4%. So this guy can definitely get on base. So a sneakily good hitter for the New York Yankees this year. DJ LeMahieu from the Yankees in Perfect Team 23. All right, next up, let's go back out west. Let's go back out west to the other Los Angeles team, the Los Angeles Angels, and we go to their pitcher's mound for this one. Now, there were a couple of different ways we could go with this. There were a couple of different pitchers we could go with this here, all right? But it is 97 overall. Patrick Sandoval from the Los Angeles Angels. This guy. Oh man, look at this guy right here. 95 stuff, 104 movement, 74 control. Look at the splits against lefties. 99 stuff, 108 movement, and 75 control. And ground ball pitcher as well. So this guy is going to get you ground balls with some great movement. It's going to be fun card right here. Fastball, slider, curveball, changeup, and a sinker combo. 6-9 on the regular season for Patrick Sandoval. 2.91 ERA. He is a lefty. He is a left-handed pitcher. 9.1 strikeouts per 9, 3.6 walks per 9. So the walk's a little bit of an issue for Sandoval this year. 309 FIP though. So very close in between ERA and FIP. Pretty good stuff. Threw a shutout on August 19th against the Detroit Tigers. And let me tell you, there weren't a lot of shutouts thrown this year in MLB, so that's a big one right there. Lowest homers per 9 in the Angels rotation with a 0.5. Fourth on the Angels in WAR with a 3.4. So there you go. Patrick Sandoval, this guy does look a little bit like the limited edition Koosman card that was earlier this year. Yeah, exactly. So there you go. Patrick Sandoval from the Angels in Perfect Team 23. All right, next up, let's go to the National League Central. And I do believe there's one card left from the NL Central. And it is for the St. Louis Cardinals. And it is one of their pitchers. So here's the pitcher card for the St. Louis Cardinals. And, this one, there's a lot of pitchers we could have chose from, but you know what? This one, oh man, this guy right here is going to be a fireballer in the bullpen. And that, my friends, is 98 overall, Ryan Helsley from the St. Louis Cardinals. 144 stuff, 100 movement, 75 control. With a 149 stuff against righties, 104 movement against righties, and a 76 control. Whoo-wee! Fastball, slider, curveball, changeup combo right there. And he can throw 99 to 101 on the fastball. My goodness. This guy was just solid this year at the back end of the bullpen for the Cardinals. 54 games, 19 saves, a 1.25 ERA, 13.1 strikeouts per 9, 2.8 walks per 9. He was an all-star, had the lowest whip on the team, led the team in FIP, strikeouts per 9, and ERA+. And yet it didn't matter against the Phillies in the wild card game. Fly ball pitcher on this guy, so partner that with some decent movement. Could see some fly balls that can be caught by some outfielders as well. So there you go. Ryan Helsley, big fireballer, coming into bullpen, probably coming to a bullpen near you and in Perfect Team 23. All right, next up we're going to go to Florida for our next two cards. And we start out with the Miami Marlins. Now, with their pitchers, there was one of two options we could have gone with here. And maybe, possibly, the other one could be the mission reward. Who knows? But the pitcher that we went with for the pitcher card in packs is 99 overall, Pablo Lopez from the Miami Marlins. 100 stuff, 83 movement, 82 control. And look at the splits here. A little bit of a splitter, a little bit of a splitty guy here. 102 stuff against lefties compared to 99 stuff against righties. 82 movement and 82 control against lefties. 83 movement, 82 control against righties. Fastball, curveball, changeup, cutter combo right here. Nasty changeup. This is a nasty changeup right here, straight up. 83 stamina, 61 hold runners, plus a ground ball pitcher type, 95 to 97 on the velocity as well. 10-10 record on the year for the Miami Marlins, a 3.75 ERA, 8.7 strikeouts per 9, 2.7 walks per 9, 108 on the ERA+. Second on the team in strikeouts and wins, 3 wins above replacement, the highest in his career. So there you go. Pablo Lopez from the Marlins in Perfect Team 23. All right, we now go to the Tampa Bay Rays for our next one. And you know, there were quite a few pitchers that we could have gone with for the Tampa Bay Rays. But this one, statistically, had one of the better years in the Tampa Bay Rays bullpen. And that guy is 99 overall, Jason Adam from the Tampa Bay Rays. 118 stuff, 102 movement, 87 control, fastball, slider, curveball, and changeup combo on this guy. 122 stuff, 106 movement, and 88 control against righties. Yeah, I agree, Paul. He will definitely come out and be proud of that card. Straight up. 67 games, 63 and a third innings pitched, 1.56 ERA, 10.7 strikeouts per 9, 2.4 walks per 9, had the lowest ERA, the lowest whip, the highest strikeouts per 9 in the Tampa Bay bullpen. Statistically, a really good year for this guy. Fastball, slider, curveball, changeup combo as well. Fly ball guy, so could give up some homers here and there. 95 to 97 on the velocity, but you know what's on paper? Solid reliever right here. So there you go. Jason Adam from the Tampa Bay Rays in Perfect Team 23. All right, we have 3 more cards to go. They're all perfect cards. Let's start out in the NL West. And we go to the San Diego Padres. And you know, there were definitely a few ways we could have gone with this. But you know what? We had to go with a guy that the Padres acquired very notably this year. And that, my friends, is 100 overall Juan Soto from the San Diego Padres. 69 BABIP, 97 power, 76 avoid K, 93 contact, 76 gap power, but look at that eye. 125 eye. Woo-wee. This guy is going to get on base, and he can play some solid defense as well in the corners. Can play left field and right field. 82 range, 82 error, 81 arm, 71 speed, 80 stealing, and 74 base running as well. This guy can be a solid hitter, although he kind of had, a little bit of a down year this year. Between San Diego and Washington, hit 242, 401, 452. I mean, definitely could see a little bit of improvement next year, but this was a down year for Soto. We're really hoping for some big stuff from Soto next year. 27 homers, 62 RBI, man. I tell you, if he hit a little bit better this year, who knows how high that batting average could go, how high that on-base percentage could go. He was an all-star this year, led MLB with 135 walks. 5th year of his career in a row. He's had 5 years in the big leagues. All 5 of them had on-base percentage of 400. So there you go. It's Juan Soto from the San Diego Padres in Perfect Team 23. I would have wanted to go with Trent Grisham, but you know what? I just couldn't. I just couldn't do it to my man Rich. Okay? I couldn't do it to him. So there you go. Juan Soto in Perfect Team 23. Alrighty. Let's go back out to the NL East for our next card, our penultimate card of the evening. And we go to the Philadelphia Phillies. And we go to their starting rotation for this one. Couple of ways you could have gone with here. You could have gone with one of 2 guys for this. But we went with 100 overall Zach Wheeler from the Philadelphia Phillies. 100 stuff, 97 movement, 93 control. Little bit splitty toward righties, 104 stuff, 98 movement, 95 against righties. Still solid against lefties here. 95 stuff, 95 movement, 92 control. 89 on the fastball, 80 on the slider, 79 on the curveball. Has a changeup, sinker, splitter combo as well. 87 stamina, 60 on the hold runners as well. Ground ball guy as well. 97 to 99 on the velocity. Very, very good pitcher. This could probably play on some diamond teams right here. This guy, fun card. 12-7 with a 2.82 ERA on the year, 9.6 strikeouts per nine, 2 walks per nine, 144 on the ERA plus. Led the team in wins, ERA and ERA plus. Finished second on the team in strikeouts per nine. So statistically, this guy, the best pitcher in the Phillies rotation, third on the team in WAR with 5 WAR. Very solid year for Zach Wheeler, and this is a solid card right here. 100 overall, Zach Wheeler from the Phillies in Perfect Team 23. All right, one more card on the evening. And you know, there's one team we haven't talked about yet, and that is, I don't know if we want to call this team an upstart team, but, you know, we have to go to the youngest team in baseball. And that is the Cleveland Guardians for our final card of the evening. And it is their hitter card. It is their hitter card. And let me tell you, there are definitely a lot of ways that we could have gone with the hitter card. But you know what? We had to pick the best hitter on the Cleveland Guardians this year. And that, my friends, is 100 overall, Jose Ramirez from the Guardians. 78 BABIP, 89 power, 97 avoid K, 104 contact, 114 gap, and 73 on the eye. And look at the split. There is not a whole lot of splits here to be seen. Not a whole lot of splits here. I mean, look, only a 1 point difference in power. Only a couple point difference in avoid K. Contact, even. Only a few points difference in gap power. No difference in eye. This guy is absolutely awesome. And so is his defense at third base. 93 range, 94 error, 95 arm, and 55 on the turn double play with 84 speed, 95 stealing, 89 base running. Oh man, this guy, solid card. And he had a very, very solid year for the Guardians. They locked him up to an extension this year, which, honestly, good on them for doing that. That was a solid decision. 280, 355, 514 with 29 homers, 126 RBI, and 6 wins above replacement. He was an all-star. Led the AL in doubles with 44. Led MLB in intentional walks with 20. 5th season of 20-plus stolen bases in his career. This guy will be a solid card in plenty of lineups for a lot of teams. So there you go. Jose Ramirez from the Cleveland Guardians in Perfect Team 23. All right, guys, that is going to do it for tonight. Take a look at these beautiful cards that we have for you tonight. Oh, man. What a night. What a night we have had, folks. Solid golds, solid diamonds, solid perfects as well. Some solid cards all the way around tonight for the first set of Topps cards. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Have a great night, everybody. And I will see you all next week for another edition of This Week in Perfect Team. Once again, programming note, we will not be having the weekly showdown again tomorrow because I'll be covering a football game. So, yep, there are missions tonight. There are missions tonight. So, stay tuned because they will be live soon. So there you go. Have a great night, everybody. DishNet34 signing out. Have a great night, everybody.